Welcome to a fine gaming experience, everyone. Our victory over Moat last time allowed us to activate Spire Tower and free the village of Spring from the grips of winter. Many of the townsfolk made quite the point of highlighting their giant waterfall, so we'll check that out soon. But let's go take a peek at a secret this town holds, shall we? This secret's a little unusual, as it's a hidden fishing spot not on the world map, but inside the town. We find the dragon armor, which competes against the life armor for best endgame hero set. Life is better for random battles, while dragon's better against most bosses, but I always like the life armor more overall. However, we'll give the dragon a try for now, though. Now that everything's thawed again, we can enter the waterfall passage. This isn't much of a dungeon, sadly, just another short linear path to our next destination. We've got a few new enemies this episode, starting with the crab. He was called Joyful Crab originally, named after a popular chain in Japan. It's a pretty regular fighter enemy type with the reasonable defense and attack you'd expect. With only 300 hit points though, you'll finish it off without much issue. Already halfway through this path. Can't really call this a dungeon technically. Welcome to the southern continent. The enemies here are an odd mix, but similar to what was in the top bit of Spire Tower. We'll get to see neat stuff like the Phoenix again, but there's also a lot of dark flea groups that can just instant kill you. And here's one of those new groups with the Dogfish X, or Flying Fish as they were originally named. They have an almost identical stat line to the crab we met earlier, including the 300 hit points. They're easy to deal with for now, but that high defense is going to be a pain later, as you'll see. Mogu's been getting some good hit points his last few levels. Still a glass cannon, though. Check out the stats Blue got this level. And she picks up Drain, which absorbs enemy AP to refill her own for a cheap 2 mana. Hello? Not talking to us? So it seems all of Carmen got frozen in time earlier. Won't stop us from looting, though. The ruby bracelet's another anti-rub spell item that only the girls and Mogu can use. We'll let Nina have that protection for now. And a hidden white antler to grab. The only two treasures here, but they are quite useful. There's more than a few forests in our path, but you might want to walk around instead of releasing Karn's transformation to use Bow. The Puka transformation is expensive at 40 AP each casting, and Bow is much weaker than him if you get into an encounter during that time. On the plus side, there are plenty of animals he can hunt in this area. The path you need to take here involves backtracking a bit, so you might get a bit lost with all the branching routes. There's a dragon seal you can find off the beaten path that we're heading towards, so at least you can get something for your time. The wind bracelet's a nice prize. It'll boost the speed of Nina or Blue by 20. And, if you remember the last item we got like this, raising their act will also boost their magic. Now we can hit the tower, and it's just up and around to the left here. Sadly, it's surrounded by trees, so we'll have no choice but to revert Karn to put Bow in the lead. Tock Tower has a pretty basic gimmick, but uses it well. These arrow tiles will teleport you 2 squares in their direction when stepped on. If you'll want to get all the treasure here, you bet you're gonna have to take advantage of these tiles. Our next new enemy is the Firehead, a pretty apt name for this evolution of the Gong Head. They've got 240 hit points and good defense. And of course, that fire spell that can do up to 70 damage. They'll rarely boost the enemy party defense as well. Not too tough to deal with unless they pile on one character with all their attacks. And they're weak to ice, as you can see, so pretty easy to take advantage of that. The first floor has a large ring around it, with only one entrance to the inner section. At least, it's tucked into the northeast corner, so you won't waste too much time if you go the wrong way. Going left will take us up to the stairs, but we're grabbing all the loot first. The Evil Cane might seem like only a minor attack boost for blue, but it has a hidden trait and will refill 3 AP with each swing. Quite handy. Blue's latest level earns her the Bolt X spell, a single target spell that can do a sweet 400 damage. The Icy Armor's a nice piece, equal to our World Armor, but comes with the Ice trait. Elemental traits for armor work a bit oddly. Priority is Shield, Body, then Helm, and as soon as one piece has resistance, it overrides any below it. But this doesn't take precedence over abilities on armor, and some armors give abilities that act like elemental traits. You can understand why some items were mysteries for so long. Nina earns her Fort X spell, a full party defense boost for 14 AP, and pretty useful for some boss fights. This floor's more annoying than anything. It's one large square area with a smaller square in each corner. We start in the upper left square and need to get to the bottom right corner. However, we're forced to do almost a full loop around the perimeter to get through the teleport panels properly. On the plus side, the enemies here give some decent experience, so going to see more than a few levels up this episode. A golden tiara, if you remember, isn't a good defensive piece, but worth some good cash when sold. The guard shield has some good stats, but we found better in secret locations. Not to mention how many party members are using two-handed weapons right now. If you couldn't tell, this is the floor that goes full tilt with the tile gimmick. To make things worse, there's a set of stairs you can't reach from this level, and 2 good treasures inside the whole mess. Luckily, you can find more than one path to the correct stairs up. Another Agile hat. It's an improvement over the Echo hat, and that reflectability isn't too hot anyways. I had to double check my map en route a few times if you couldn't tell, but a reward is the wolfskin for bow. It's got fantastic defense, so another welcome find. And our path up is a stone's throw from here too. I don't think she was expecting to see him, and now Cerl's lost control of her portal. It worked to her advantage, though, and separated the party at least. Now, our hero has to make the walk back by himself, which can be very dangerous solo. It's parts like this why I've stockpiled healing items. Top up your HP after every encounter or risk kicking the bucket. Feel free to Dragonize too if you've got the AP for it. Dying will take you back to the village, but it sucks losing all that gold from it. I hate to tell you, kid, but she has been helping them so far. So Cerl has a childhood friend that claims to know her fairly well. He's running off through dangerous territory just to talk to her, so maybe he was more than just a friend. And maybe he can help win her over to our side if we're lucky. I hope to see you next time when we return to Tock Tower. And take care, all.